Okay, guys and gals, about 10 seconds of the obligatory disclaimer. If you want to read the whole thing, just pause the video. Okay, everybody, let's take a look and see what's going on with three different futures products today. Today's April 6th, or that's actually tomorrow's session. We're looking at the futures, the S&P, E-mini S&P 500 futures. We're also going to look at crude oil and gold. Okay, I'm just going to do daily and hourly chart here on the S&P 500, and then on crude and gold, I think I'm just going to do the daily chart. Okay, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to look at are these cycles at the bottom. Both the yellow ones here and the smaller green ones. So let me just eyeball this, because I'm just doing this on the fly with you guys right here, right now. I haven't even looked at this before I started the video. Been so busy, so we're just going to do this right here, right now. That looks obviously very solid. I think that was March 15th, which I fell asleep on the fact that this was quad witching or triple witching, whatever. If I remember that would have been a no-brainer. Okay, so just going back here, this looks really, really good. Nothing's really changed as far as the big daily cycles look really good here. Okay. So let me look at some of the really smart indicators down here. MACD trying to roll over. Trying to roll over. And look at this time from about, let's see, that's way back probably in January. Okay, from January all the way to here, which is whatever that is, late March. No dots at all on the Big Daddy. And now they showed up. And now we got some yellow ones. And the SMI is in agreement with it, especially this group of dots right here. Okay. And I haven't gotten back to this logic for predicting cycle lows, but look at this, guys. Look at this bad boy. Right there, look at that yellow dot came in. Predicting that prices were going to decline. And it bounced back a little bit and continued to decline. Wow. How good is that logic? Hello. So, with everything I'm seeing here, yeah. Where's the middle of this cycle? The middle of this cycle is approximately 4.7, and we are at 4.6. So guess what? We're right. This is kind of right on time. This price coming down, dipping, right smack dab in the middle of the cycle. Extremely common. Very common. Very, very common. We'll see prices either decline or track sideways in the middle of a cycle. Wop, wop. Right in the middle of this cycle. Wop, with that little dip right there, right in the middle of the cycle. This one. Sideways, right in the middle of the cycle. It's like clockwork. Look at this one. Bean, rat. That one actually had a decline that occurred right smack dab in the middle of the cycle. So I'm not surprised at all to see this price decline and maybe track a little sideways right here in the middle of this big yellow cycle here, okay? What do we got here for the end of this cycle? The end of this cycle, guys and gals, about May 2nd. That's the big yellow one. For the green one, about April 26th, April 27th, somewhere right around there, okay? Let me back out the old time axis so we can look at some future cycles. Let me just put in 200 there. Give ourselves lots of room here. Okay. So, before I jump into all these cycles out in here, and projecting those cycles and give you the dates and everything, just looking at this action here, okay, and these dots and the MACD, I see the 50-day moving average is getting positive here, right? It's trying to move up. So hard to tell what's going to happen in here. Could track up again. Could just stall right here for a little bit, a few days, and then track high again. Very possible. Okay. Just kind of looking back here at some of the other behavior I've seen. Guess we got up to what, 4,600 and something here? 4631, pretty decent. Not a little shy of 200. Oh, I should say 100 and whatever that was, 20 points, 180 points, something like this. Yeah, 20, close enough. If I had 20 to 20, yeah, but I guess about 120 points. Yeah, 200 by 180 points. Yeah, 4831. Yeah, okay. About 180 points or so shy of the all-time high. Somewhere around there. Okay. So this behavior, it's too soon right now to say for sure that this is going to decline from where we're at down into this cycle low, or this one. Could get another bounce here. Could get another bounce, then whap. Okay, so we'll see what happens there. So it's a little early. Okay, let's take a look at these dates. 5/2. So that's 5/2 right there. Okay, what's this one? June 20th. Okay, so May 2nd right here. So this is 620. Mouse is giving me a hard time here. 620 right there. 5/2 right there. This one is 426. So if you want to know that little green one right there, it's 426, and then the next one is 526, a month later. These 30 day, 22. Okay. And then the next one after that is 627. So those are exactly almost a month apart, those green ones. A month apart in calendar days. Let's look at this one out here for those that really want to know. August 8th. But it'll probably be reworked before then. August 8th. That one. Okay, so those are your daily cycles. Okay. And it's above the 50, pretty healthy. So I would be careful above the 50 like that. I wouldn't trade short just yet. It's definitely a wait and see. I mean, for me, I'm not really doing much trading other than corporate bonds, but if I was going to trade this, I'd be a little patient here. I'd want to see what this MACD is going to do. Wait for the big granddaddy to give me some action. Be patient. This is very elevated right now. And there is suggestion that we're going to get a pullback. Now, it may not be immediately, but it could happen as we approach this. But normally you get a little something, may come down a little more, then bump. Normally it doesn't just drop hard in the middle. It'll kind of flounder around, maybe bounce up a little bit, track sideways, whatever. And then it tends to drop down into these cycle lows, to the right of that line right there, yeah. So if you want to know again, that cycle, middle of that cycle is 4.7. So I think the closer we get to the end of April, the chances, like the third week of April, third week of April, I mean, it could happen earlier, but the second, third week of April, those are the weeks I would say you're going to see price decline, okay? So there's still room to go here. I'm not sure what this is going to do between now and then, but that's my take on that. Let's look at the hourly. And let me switch over to the hourly set. Yeah. The dots are messing things up here. Let me cancel the dots out. Let me, the old dotty dots. Let's turn those off for now. There we go. Now we got something cooking, baby. Let's look at this hourly stuff. What's going on with this hourly chart? Do I like what I see? And yeah, okay, let me grab the old pencil. Old pencil action. This is obviously very good. This is pretty close to being very good. Nothing going on there. That was a bomb. That's good and that's good. I do remember this. 4 out of 5, so I felt confident about that. Okay, where's going on? So a little shifty shift going on here. Little shifty shift. Okay. So tricky business. Tell you what, guys, we're going to do it right here, right now. Let's do this together. Let's do it. Guys and gals, let's see if we can make sense of this hourly chart. This feels like a low. Yeah. But it may not be done. Let's pull from right there. See what happens. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. It's actually not too bad. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Let me take one more look here. I like that. Like that. That's pretty close. That's banging. That's pretty good right there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. That one's kind of weak, but it's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. Actually, this is pretty solid. Let me go back here for a second. Just ignore the yellow lines for a minute. Going back looks kind of cheesy. But that's okay. As we move further into the past, cycles tend to get off, so that's okay. Alright, so we were right here, I think. Yeah. Okay, that one isn't much. It's more like back over here, but it did show a little change behavior. So 1, 2, 3, just a touch off here by a few hours. 4, 5, pretty solid. Okay, I'm happy camper. Let's do it. We're going to keep this for now. Switch it over to yellow. We'll do the old 2 line. Get rid of the vertical lines. Okay, so with that being said, the moment of truth. What do we have? So the next hourly cycle low would be April 7th, 2 p.m. Remember, this is all Texas time. You do your own due diligence. April 7th. 2 p.m. right here. Okay. What's this one? April 11th, high noon. That's how we do it here in Texas. April 11th, high noon, baby. Okay, noontime. The old noonski. The noon. Right there. Okay. This one. April 13th. I'm sorry, hold on a second. 11 a.m. That's 4:13. Okay. 11 a.m. Okay. What's this one? Okay. April 15th, 10 a.m. 15, whoop. It's a crazy looking 1. April 15th, that's supposed to be a 1 right there. What was it again? Yeah, 10 a.m. Okay. Alright, so pause video, make notes, do whatever you gotta do because I'm about to erase this. Okay. Bye-bye. Let's see, what is that one doing? Give you one more here. April 19th, 8 a.m. April 19th, 8 a.m. I think by then things could get a little shaky, start losing some of the. Okay, so that's April 19th, 8 a.m. Now you guys can do your own cycles, you know. I mean, you can pause the video. You can see the cycles on the screen here. Okay, so you can do your own cycles. You can project it. Okay, so if you want to know past the time frames I give you on this video, and you want to, you know, extend it out, you can do it. Especially if you're on the TD Ameritrade platform, because you have the same tools I'm using here. Okay, so here's the deal. Even if you don't want to open up a TD Ameritrade, let's say you don't want to trade on TD Ameritrade because you have another broker, that's fine. Open up a TD Ameritrade account anyway. Just throw $100 in there. You know what I mean? Just so you get the tools. Okay, they'll let you open it up for free. Then after a few weeks or a month, they're gonna kind of pester you and say you got to make a deposit. So what? Put $100 in there. Okay, keep them happy. That's it. That's what I used to do. You want the tools? You just throw a small amount of money on them. You have an account. You may never really use it. It might gain a little interest, whatever you're gonna do. You might buy a few stocks, a few shares of stock. You let it sit there, whatever. But you're primarily just using it because they got great tools. So just think about that for you guys and gals out there that want. I know some of you don't have access to TD Ameritrade because you're in different parts of the world where you can't get on a TD Ameritrade platform. I get it, okay? But there are other platforms that do the ARCs. They do you can do the cycles, okay? So share in the Discord server and you'll find out some of the other people what they're doing to do this, okay? When they're not on the TD Ameritrade platform, right? They're still doing these cycle analysis on other platforms. All right, let's switch over to crude oil. Okay, I'm just going to do the daily on this one. The daily. What is happening with crude oil? It's gone crazy. Let me get the time frame back to where it's not insane here. A little better. Okay. I mean, it absolutely hit the blow right there on time, But again, see the thing about, and I've talked about this so many times, crude oil expires every month. So the cycles are extremely predictable. This is what we're looking at May 22, but this is the current contract. But it's also the continuous contract. You notice how the CL up here doesn't have any numbers or anything behind it. So this is the continuous contract. If you'll notice carefully here, you'll see up here these green numbers and letters. Well, that's crude oil expiring every month. So the cycle lows in crude oil they're a little bit deceiving because they're going to expire every month, right? And oftentimes you'll see it. Look right here right on time with that. Here. Sometimes it doesn't always line up, but here's one right in the middle. But it happens to be right before a expiration. That's what that little dotted green line is. Okay. So, and so you might say, well, why can't I just trade down into these cycle lows if it expires every month? That's great, you can, but just remember that the new contract is often coming up. So which one do you trade? Do you trade the one that's just about to expire and take a chance? Remember, these are futures contracts, not options. Because if you're going to trade the futures contract right up to the end, because you're trying to predict this price decline, it's high risk, right? Because you're right at the end of the contract. If it doesn't do what you think it's going to do, well, you get caught out holding the bag. And if you trade the next contract thinking you're going to get a decline, well, you might not, because remember the future contracts, the ones in the future, they have a different price. So it's cycle analysis on crude oil is sometimes a little bit deceptive. But in any case, I digress. Let's take a look at this. The next daily cycle low for crude oil is May 1st. After that is May 31st. After that is 6:30. And 8/1. See, they're all the same, right? They're right at the end of the month or the beginning of the next month. But we'll see what happens. Some of these cycles are not right where the months expire. So that's actually a good thing. So, like for instance, take this one right here. This was March 30th. Okay, and then March 31st was a cycle low. Well, actually April 1st. See, but there was not an expiration. Let's see. Oh, maybe there was. See, I think what we're looking at here. Shoo. I have to go look at the. I have to go look at the contracts. Tiger Woods, baby. What's up, Tiger? Tiggity Tig. Tiger's gonna play the Masters this weekend, everybody. The old Tiger, that man. His body's been through so much beating. Let's see, CME, crude oil. Let's go check it out. What are the calendar expirations? We're interested in, okay, expires on the 20th, the 20th, the 21st, the 20th. Okay, cool. So they're expiring here on the 20th. See, May actually expires in April. I know it's crazy, but that's the way they do it. Okay, so it's 20 and 21st and 22nd. Okay, that's cool. Good. So now we know. Come back over here. It's been a while since I traded crude oil, so I had to check. So that's actually a good thing. When you get these cycles in crude oil, they're not where the contract's expiring. That's a good thing. So, for instance, this one on April 1st was actually really good because you could still trade with pretty good confidence, that contract, and not be too worried about it expiring on you. All right. So with that being said, what's this next one? May 1st, guys. That's actually really good. So if you want to trade crude oil, that's it. Okay, this one, May 31st, pretty good too. 6:30, that's pretty good. And then August 1st. Okay, so those are your expirations on, or not your expirations, sorry, your cycle lows for crude oil. Now, just looking at some of the stuff, still riding right along the 50-day. Look at this thing. What a beast. Bam, boom. Look at that. Bam. Boom, 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 boom. Still right around the 50-day. Defying the 50-day, as we say. Refuses to come below it. Bouncing along. Okay. $101, eh? But I mean, this was just a gimme that money was going to be made here. That this is, Oh, gosh. Yeah, I try not to get political in this video. Okay. But for those that are not in the know, and I've talked about this before, I'm going to mention it here because, yes, politics influence prices on commodities. There's no getting around it. Okay? But the creepy guy up there in the White House, creepy Joe Biden, you know why they call him creepy, don't you? His affinity for kids, for children, especially those that are not of his own. You seen the videos? Hey, if you don't believe me, go watch the videos. That's if YouTube hasn't taken them down because they got to protect their fearless leader. Yeah, there's more than one video out there of him doing stuff with kids that's, yeah, I wouldn't want him touching my kid, that's all I gotta say. So, creepy Joe Biden, and his shenanigans over there in the Ukraine when he was VP under Barry Soetoro, blackmailed Ukraine publicly, openly. No, I'm not making it up. Maybe that YouTube video is still up. I mean, who knows? That's if YouTube didn't take that one down too. Yep, openly bribed Ukraine a few years back before Trump got into the White House, whatever. So it's whatever that was, 6-7 years ago, whatever it was. When he was over there in Ukraine blackmailing them. And I paraphrase here. He said, and he was bragging about it at one of these conferences. He said at the conference, he said, if they don't investigate such and such, then we're not going to give them the $1 billion. And if I don't get a call back, I'm leaving in like 2 hours, 3 hours, jumping on a plane. If I don't get a call back before then, you're not going to get the $1 billion. Something to that effect, right? Everybody knows the video. This guy blackmails the Ukrainians, uses and abuses them, manipulates them, coerces them. Okay, I'm sure Ukraine has their hands a little bit dirty too. Okay, with the virus labs that have been sprinkled out. around the world, probably including Ukraine. Gotta love our Department of Defense financing all these virus labs all over the world. So, as I said before, I'm pretty sure they green-lighted Putin and said, sure, go ahead, take over Ukraine. You can do it. And now look where crude oil is. Because Russia was just begging for the U.S. not to produce their own crude oil. Because under Trump, we were producing our own crude oil. We were energy independent. Everybody remember those days? I remember. $1.20, $1.30, $1.40 for a gallon of gas. I remember. Like it was yesterday, because it practically was. Now look at the price of oil. You think that's a coincidence? Come on, guys and gals. Don't be naive. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, something, third party, liberal, libertarian, whatever you are. It makes no difference. You think $130.5, and now we're right at $101.94 as of right now at this moment. You think it's coincidence? Not coincidence, man. Don't be naive. That's the game that these clowns play and wreak havoc on people's lives. So that's the real reason why crude oil's up. Okay? The deal was, Putin, you can have Ukraine, make our problem go away. Right? Make my blackmail problems go away. And again, as I mentioned before, it isn't just Biden. It's George Soros is wanted by the Ukrainians. No doubt Barry Soetoro has his hands dirty with the Ukrainians as well. So they let Putin go in there and clean up their dirty laundry. And in exchange, he got the oil prices where he wants them. Despite, you think, you know, you think Russia's not sending out oil? They're still shipping oil. You know that, right? It doesn't matter if the U.S. tells them, well, sanctions. Oh, you can't buy the oil, sanctions. Yeah, right. Didn't stop the freighters. Russia's still going to ship their oils, guy. Ship their freighter oil. They're still going to ship it. Just find whatever way they need to do it through Iran. You just ship the oil through Iran and whoever else. So that's the deal behind oil. Let's move on to gold. And GC. Gold. Look at that, right in the same place, exact same high. What a coincidence. Oh my goodness, what do you know? I didn't even move the chart. Look at this. Look at this chart. I literally did not move the chart. This is gold. You would think we're still on crude oil. How come the circle on gold is exactly where the high was on crude oil? Ding, 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 ding. Are you guys light bulbs going off now? Are you guys going to have an aha moment? Because you should be. I did not move the chart. All I did is change the symbol from CL to GC. And yet, look at the chart. It's identical to crude oil. Identical. Okay? The high's in the exact same place. The decline, basically down to the 50-day moving average, is in the same place. And why is that? You're living under a rock if you think the market is a free market. It's not. It's highly manipulated by the clowns who think that they know better than free markets. They're gonna save the world. The same people that collapse and destroy nations. Yeah. I shouldn't even do a cycle analysis on gold because it's just so ridiculously stupid. You know. Honestly, that's how I feel about it. Nevertheless, here I go. Looks good there, not good there. Barely good there. Good there, not so good there. Pretty good right there, close enough. Pretty solid right there. That's a nice one. Now gold is consolidating and tracking this way. What's going on here? What do we got? April 17th, guys, right there. If you want to know, that's April 17th, right there. The next one after that, May 22nd. Okay. Gold looks like it's kind of running out of gas as far as momentum goes here. It's still going down. It hasn't run out of gas completely yet. Still got a ways to go, perhaps. Okay. But it reminds me of crude oil. Tacking along to 50. It's tracking this way. It's going to hit this 50 and I'll have to see what it does. It touched it right there. Okay. So those are the daily dates for the daily chart. Those are the daily cycle lows for gold. This one way out here is what? approximately August 1st. But gold is not anywhere near as predictable as crude oil, and nowhere near as predictable as S&P 500. Okay. Out of all the commodities, the S&P 500 is like clockwork, man. Clockwork. Just so predictable. Stupid predictable. Okay, that's it, guys and gals. I know it's been a little while. I'm trying to put out a video every week. Okay, go back, pause video, watch what you need to watch. I got to render this 30-minute video now. God bless all you guys and gals. Hope you're doing well. Be safe. Love one another. Forgive one another. Respect one another. Spend time with family. You just never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Talk to y'all real soon again next time.